So that trip was about an hour and a half, and it was 32 lira, which is about $2. Just under $2. Name of the port is called Büyükada. Finally got a decent bike. The first guy I went to wanted 100 for the same bikes. This guy at Uster right here, another 50 meters down, got me this, basically the same bike. Oh, it's a Merida for 50. He tightened up the back brake so I can go down that huge hill coming back from the church, if I choose to do that. Not feeling too religious today though, I don't know. It is good to finally be back on a bike. Istanbul proper is not the best place to rent a bike, even if I had tried. Too many hills, too many cobblestones, cars going way too fast. Here they give you a mountain bike with a cute little biscuit on. I got a cute little biscuit on my bike. Quaint little streets that are windy and hilly here and smell wonderful. So I left my bike down there where you see those bits of white building, thinking this was like a huge hill and part of a park. I'm gonna go back and get the bike because I can carry it up here, and as you can see there are walking bike paths all up here in this wonderful park. I watched one video by Bery Istanbul. Great resource for anything Turkey, especially Istanbul. And she said there's a hill you go up to get to the church. This might be the secondary way there, I don't know. But as you can see, clearly marked bike path. Very, very people friendly. Apparently, I've walked back in time, so I'm just gonna have to settle with for Turkish coffee, but done in a French press, so I don't have to worry about sifting through all the grinds. Loving this area. Reminds me of being back home with all the pines, the smell of pine, and you can hear seagulls and other seafaring birds flying through and cawing all the time. Caw! Looking for some sex, I guess. I don't know, sex and drugs and rock and roll. All the things that we were told were bad when we were kids. Who would have thunk? Note to self, the guard down there said that you can't take your bike up here, but definitely when I come back I'll do mountain biking. The bike I have might be able to make it up here, but not chancing it. That back tire already seemed like it was quite low, and without a tire repair kit, not going to try that. But it seems like there's some real fun areas to go off-roading. There's another trail up that way that's just a single track. What I'm on right now is basically a single track, but to my right is the much wider jumpy area. That was that big brown mound, and coming back down you could hit that mother and get some airtime. But I used to call, when I was younger, cycle flight. Like you're psycho, but cycle. You know, it's an entendre. It's a double play, it's a pun. Cycle flight. I'm crazy getting there. One of the views just 5 seconds later after that mound of brown dirt for getting some flight time, some cycle flight. I'm loving it here. The other path was a kilometer up to the church. This just said 410 meters to something. It's in Turkish, but I think it might get me to the church as well. Get me to the church. Get me to the church as well. Yeah, my students in China, they used that song to analyze it years ago, 2016. My kids from Linhai, miss you. I got this map from the guy who was working for the Kosem restaurants. Shows all their chain of restaurants, I guess, where you can eat. But this is where I'm looking at the map for the 4th or 5th time. Just a great place to chill. There's only one tree here with shade where I'm at this platform, but I'm moving into it now. Beach is down, I think, off to the left of here, this way. Should be a beach down here. For $600 a night, you can stay at a place right near the port. It includes breakfast, 600 lira. It includes breakfast, and if you don't want breakfast like me, I fast every day now, you can use that extra money to go the ferry to the beach, and the beach chairs is included in that 600. 600 today divided by 17 is $4 billion. Yeah, you can do the math. You have a calculator somewhere in your head, right? I don't know if these signs are right, because it seems like I've only walked maybe one football field, maybe 1.5. But apparently I've already reached one of the first points. Down there behind me, you can see the water, and there's all these different side treks. So people have bushwhacked so much so that the paths are well beaten down, but they're all single trails. Too steep and too narrow perhaps for bicycling, but hiking for sure. Well, that's where I'm going. The church, where there's supposed to be even more spectacular views, but from the video I saw as well, a lot of pollution, a lot of people bringing their crap up here and not taking it down. This sign has nothing on it. It's just the arrow, because I guess some people might walk that way and fall off the edge of the earth. Here we have water you can't drink, which is always convenient on a hot day like today. It's only about 78 degrees, 23 for those of you playing Celsius game. Beautiful day, but that's the way you're supposed to go to get up to the church. And as it turned out, I did have to hop over, because this is some kind of private entrance for the priests, I guess. I don't know. Surprising to see all those barges out there. Major port area. But we are heading to this. Maybe this isn't the church. Maybe this is a light tower. Joe, you'd love it if this is a light tower. Well, I guess I've walked onto private property or military base or something. A woman in a security vest from that window told me, "Get out!" She said, "Get out!" Wow, you would not think Istanbul was that massively populated. Look at that. Amazing. Go. That's where I was. At the Kule. The sun moved. I couldn't see a damn thing. This is the place right next to the church that had spectacular service, an amazing cappuccino. Really kind of greasy papas fritas, but that's okay. I've been out all day in the sun. A little grease never hurt nobody. Obviously, one of the main reasons why I don't do set tours is the freedom, obviously. The tour that Gabriel, I met him a few days ago from a South American country, I can't remember which one, but he went on a tour Sunday and I talked to him Monday about this very tour. He went to a smaller island and then this island. I think he came back at about 8 o'clock at night. It was an all-day trip. Paid €20. And then he told me where I can get the boat from in Munye, I can never pronounce the name of it, right where the blue mosque is, that same part of Istanbul, that island. I love doing it on my own because, of course, you've got time to chill wherever you want for longer, take side hikes. And I got a much better bargain on my bike rental. I'm going to say that 7 times fast. Much better bargain on my bike rental. Much better bargain on my bike rental. Yeah, for you bobo heads. There's a church there. Not a very big church. Beautiful inside. You'll see the footage I got. And I'm thinking this area where the restaurant is might have been the monastery or where the priests stayed, because it's just a massive area. I can't imagine this small church, or a seminary maybe, this small church having such a large area. It could have been a gravesite as well. Maybe we're dining on their graves. I don't know. But I'm gonna swing one more time for this fantastic view. My big fat head is gonna block those people out. Well, definitely fun coming down that hill. Still on a downhill here. The problem is nobody knows what side of the street they're supposed to be on. Bikers on the left, bikers on the right, bikers in the middle, and I don't have a bell. So I just have to say, on your left, and people are like still swerving into me. It's like, do they know how to ride bicycles in Turkey? I'm curious. Have they ever ridden a fucking bicycle in this country? There's me now swerving into the left lane. But at least I know I need to get my black ass back over to the right. What the fuck? Well, now starts the ascent. I don't know if you can see behind me, but they said, yeah, the blue lines are the bike trails. At the bottom of that hill that I came screaming down, I wasn't filming that. The blue lines ended, so I don't know if I was supposed to turn my blast around and go back up that hill. The path around the island is only 15 kilometers, I was told. So I'm hoping this drops back down to sea level or close to it, and it gets me kind of back to where I started. So this reminds me of my breathing method as I was hiking up the hill and on the bike. My first forms of meditation happened in 1997 when one of my first tour guides on the Machu Picchu Trail, 4 days hiking up and down mountains, he said, Romulo was his name, Romulo said, the key to hiking in the altitude is to keep your breaths steady and even. Even when you're going downhill and you have the urge to be moving faster, try to maintain a steady rhythm in your breathing specifically. But that would also mean in your hiking. Now, I don't know if you can hear my bike creaking. I'm pumping at a pretty regular pace. If I weren't talking, I'd be breathing the Monica Seles way of her, I got it downhill again, of her breathing technique for tennis was very similar. They say if you make noise breathing out, it reminds you to keep breathing. It reminds you that you're breathing a certain way. So my first lessons in meditation happened in 1997 with Romulo, one of the best tour guides to Machu Picchu ever. Again, because these apps don't have the button for biking, and ironically it says it's exactly 58 minutes to drive from where I am to back to the port where the ferry is, and it's 58 minutes to walk there. So I usually do the walking mixed with the driving, and then half the walking or double the driving, but they're both exactly the same. So I think it's going to be up through the mountains because there's nothing that seems like it goes near the beach, which is convenient. Again, some near almost accidents. For anyone who's ever lived in the mountains, you know when you're going downhill, you pump the brakes, you never jam on them. Right now I'm doing the wrong thing 100%. I'm holding down the front brake, which is a no-no. But you pump the back brake, and you very rarely have to use the front brake. So as much as I love loops, I'm loving being back at Luna Park. Back to the blue lines on the ground of bike trails. I still don't see it being even 58 minutes walking. I see it being maybe 45 minutes walking, and then on a bike, 20 minutes on a bike, maybe not even that much. I think I've been going for about 10 minutes from the time I last filmed. Some uphill, but mostly downhill. Fantastic views. Highly recommend it. Just don't believe the blue lines, you know? The blue line. Never trust the blue line. More people on the wrong side of the path, but I mean, I'm getting that all day today. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's not like they're in the shade or anything. It's just like they have no clue as where they're supposed to be. Maybe they think they're supposed to be on top of the blue line or something. I don't know.